Hi. In our last video tutorial we had a look at opening After Effects and starting a new project. In this video tutorial I'd like to give you a wee introduction to the interface. Okay, cool. Let's just start up here. And this is our tool set. It's a fairly familiar tool set. We have our selection tool, our zoom and move tool. We have a couple of additional tools up here. Our rotate, we can rotate objects in our composition. This camera tool is for setting up a virtual camera inside our composition. Perhaps we can talk about that later. That's quite advanced stuff. And similarly, we can pan behind objects in our composition. And again, these tools are fairly advanced. These drawing tools are pretty familiar. We have a shape drawing tool. Any tool that's got a little triangle in the base of the icon there indicates that we have another set or variations of that tool that we can select. So in this case we could select a shape and draw that in our composition. We've got our pen tool again for drawing bezier curves and lines, and a text type tool. We've got some other tools up here that may be familiar to you from using them in Photoshop, or brush, clone and eraser tool. If we come down a little bit, we've got our project pane. This is where all the media assets for our composition are stored. So when we import video, they'll be nested in here. Now, one cool thing that After Effects does in our project pane is we can create a folder. Let's call this, don't know, new folder. And we can stack any clips that we import into this folder. We can create as many folders as we like. This is particularly useful if we have imported a lot of video clips. So this space can get quite cluttered, and the way to get around that is to stack them all inside folders. Coming round the interface, this here is our timeline. It's fairly similar to the timeline that you will have seen in Premiere. We can zoom on the timeline using our zoom controls down here. So we can have a look at our time duration in frames now. If we zoom out, we can have a look at them in single seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds, etc. And the more we zoom out, then the more we can see of our video clips, which will be represented by just a grey line once we drop them into our timeline. Over here on the left of our timeline will be where we can see the names and all the sort of properties of our video clips, and we'll have a little look at that later on. Coming around through the interface, we have our effects and presets. So After Effects comes bundled with a whole load of presets that we can apply to our clips. Up here we have our playback controls. They're fairly straightforward. Play, skip forward, skip back. We can have a look here and see that our frame rate for preview, this is set to 25. If you have a computer which is not so much in the old processing power, then you can set your preview frame rate to something less so that your computer can handle that a wee bit easier. We have some information about our clips. We've got nothing in our clip just now, in our window just now, but if we did, we'd have some information about that. And similarly, we'll have some information about the audio. We can change the way we look at our workspace. At the moment I have my workspace on standard, but if we wanted to concentrate on just using effects, then we'd select the effects tab, and over here you can see that our project window has switched to just an effects window. Let's come back over here and set to standard. Fantastic. Just now I have my interface set to this sort of mid-grey colour. If you don't like that though, you could change that. And so that's entirely up to you. Whatever's easiest on your eye. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so I think we'll leave it there. In the next tutorial we'll import some video and have a look at how we can get that down onto the timeline. Cheers!